The final international break of the season is almost over. Yeah, and we've got a job to do. Welcome to Marching Reds. I am Aman Chima, and here I am to have a look at what the next 2 months for Liverpool are looking like. Which teams are we playing? What is the context? What is the objective? Given the fact that out of the 5 competitions available, we've still got some job to do in at least 3 of them. And yeah, these 8 weeks are going to be massive. So let's start from the beginning of the season. All Liverpool fans, especially after winning the title and spending the money that we did, wanted to see us at least challenge for the title, but that was not how things panned out. But as of now, we are currently in the fifth position in on the table, and although there is a 5 point gap between us and the fourth place team in Aston Villa, and yeah, things are not looking good if I have to be really honest, at least in the Premier League, because we have been so inconsistent, and that is what the problem has been for us. In the Champions League, we finished in the top 8 of the league table, and we sort of cruised through our way into the quarterfinals by beating Galatasaray 4-0 at home. And that was after being defeated at the iconic Istanbul Stadium 1-0. So now we face Paris Saint-Germain in the quarters, who are the current European champions, and that is going to be an exciting tie too. In the FA Cup, we do face Manchester City in the quarterfinals, and it's going to be an away game at the Etihad Stadium, so that is going to be tricky as well. In the FA Community Shield, we lost out to Crystal Palace, so the first day of the season itself was sort of a dampener for us. It killed the quintuple dream for all the Liverpool fans, and it was Crystal Palace again who beat us at Anfield, which knocked us out in the EFL Carabao Cup. So we're still in 3 competitions, but technically speaking, we can only get hold of 2 cups at most, because I have to accept the fact now that we cannot win the league. Although mathematically it is still possible, but yeah, I know. So let's start with the FA Cup first. For me, it has to be very low on the priority list. I mean, don't get me wrong, I would love to get some silverware, but I think the bigger objective has to be the fact that we have to be playing in the Champions League next season. And how do we do that? What is the most attainable way to get there? We'll discuss about that later. But in the FA Cup, I mean, you do face a potential winner in Manchester City. I mean, you've got the likes of City, Arsenal, Chelsea still in the cup, and to be handed the draw of Manchester City playing at their own stadium is going to be one of the most difficult ties that anybody could have gotten, for that matter, not only Liverpool. So it would be great to see us winning, going to the Wembley Stadium, playing the semis and the final, and hopefully getting, as I said, our hands onto it. But I won't be cribbing just in case if we do falter in this competition. Now, moving on to something which is much above than the FA Cup, it would be the UEFA Champions League, because right now there are just only 8 teams left. Liverpool are one of those 8 teams, but they face the current cup holders in PSG. And as luck would have it, the first leg is in Paris, like it was in the last season, and the second leg will be played at Anfield. Although I don't think it would be a similar scoreline to what we saw last time around. The fact that we beat them in Paris 1-0 and they beat us on the night, but we forced them to penalties, and that is where we fell short. And yeah, this time around, I'm expecting a high octane football game, and it's going to be a really tricky tie for Liverpool, because, of course, you would like to play your best 11 against them and try to give yourselves the best chance of beating them, proceeding to the semi-finals. But given the fact that you've still got the likes of Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, Arsenal in the competition still alive, if you have to get to the Champions League for next season, you can only win it and get through it, just in case you do falter in the Premier League. But you have to beat the likes of these top teams that I just mentioned. So last time around, we were playing well. in the league. We played well in the Champions League last season also, but the fact that we've been so inconsistent, and we never know even till now that what sort of Liverpool would turn up on any day for that matter. That is what is the sort of uh, is the most frustrating part of being a Liverpool fan right now. But again, no matter whichever team we play, no matter whichever competition it is, I would still want my team to succeed. I would still want my team to proceed as further as they can. So it would be great if we can make those semifinals and that final and maybe get our hands on that seventh European Cup, but making a deeper run, although it might be detrimental to our chances in the Premier League. But I would want to see the Reds in those final four, in that final two spots when it comes down to the last rounds of this competition. My biggest priority would be to finalize that fifth spot in the Premier League and finish in those top four, top five positions, because I think that is the most, not the most easiest way, but that is a more realistic way that I can see as of now, that how we can attain the objective of playing Champions League next season. And although it looks attainable if you compare it to the winning the Champions League situation, but it has been anything but easy for us in the Premier League. And if you, I mean, you just need to look at the last few months or so. Sometimes we looked so good, and we followed that up with a series of results where we have dropped points, lost out on games. And I don't need to mention the fact that we've been conceding those late minute goals, which has really handicapped us, because it's not about that you're drawing a game and then you concede a match winning goal, but it has been those games in which we were leading and we ended up conceding that late minute equalizer, which has costed us 2 points. And I can think of Leeds, the away game at Leeds, the Tottenham game in which Richarlison scored, and the Fulham game too, which we thought we had it in our bag after Cody Gakpo scored the go-ahead goal, but it wasn't meant to be. So those are the games that we were unable to see off. And I mean, I don't want to count the what if situations or even put any ounce of my energies there and be like, what if we had gotten 2 more points there, and we would have been up the table. Right now, we just have to accept, first of all, the fact that we deserve where we are. And some would argue that we are lucky enough to be in the position that we are. And I mean, I would understand the rationale behind it, but it is from now onwards that there are 7 games left in the Premier League and we have to go all out. Like, there is no room for error now. Chelsea, sitting in the sixth position with 48 points, is right behind us, and with Everton and Brentford just being 3 points away, although they play their next game against each other. So you would be seeing at least one of those two teams dropping points. But the fact that I'm even discussing that is not a positive point for Liverpool, because I would like my team to be involved in a different sort of a conversation than fighting for that top four, top five spots. Although the good point is that maybe by the end of April, we would be getting to know the information if England has enough points in the UEFA country coefficients score. That would mean that the fifth spot would be a guaranteed Champions League qualification. And if you look at the Liverpool fixtures, first up, after the City game away in the FA Cup and the Paris game, the first leg, we play Fulham at home. Then we've got Everton away, the Merseyside derby. It is never easy to travel to, not the Goodison Park anymore. They've got their new stadium. I think it's called the Hill Dickinson Stadium. So it would be the first time for us that the Liverpool Reds would be traveling to that stadium. So, I mean, Everton would love to spoil the party for us and start with a victory over there, because they also know that they are very close to catching up to Liverpool. And after that, it's Crystal Palace at home, a team which has been sort of a bogey team for us. And it's always like, they've got some or the other solution working against us. So that is going to be a tricky game at Anfield. And the last 4 fixtures, I mean, on paper, it might look tricky. The fact that we've got to play United at Old Trafford, Chelsea at Anfield, Aston Villa in their own stadium. these are those teams that are nearby us, and it would be immense if we can get 9 points there, because not only we get to gain from the fact that we are winning those 3 games, but it also would mean that we are sort of taking points off our top 4 top 5 challengers, and that would just hurt them more. So I'm not saying that we have to be reliant on those 3 games. It would be helpful if we can start showing the performances in the games leading up to those games. And I mean, the fact that you lost against Wolves, drew against Tottenham, and lost against Brighton, although the Brighton game with the kickoff timing and the fact that we just had a emotionally drained game at Anfield against Galatasaray, like, I'm not giving an excuse for whatever happened at the Amex Stadium, but you would understand a bit of why the performance dipped against the Seagulls. But against Wolves, against Tottenham, we needed those 2 victories, and that's what we did not do. So these games become even more greater in terms of their context, and at least we get to see Liverpool playing 10 times more in this season. And if that number can be increased, I mean, who would complain? So, I mean, it would be amazing if we can go on to get our hands on the FA Cup, the Champions League, and even with that, finish in the top 4 top 5 positions. But Champions League in the next season has to be something that every team member, every player, every staff, even Arne Slot should be aligned to getting the job done. And as fans, I know it's not been an easy season for us, but this is the last sprint, and this is where I would like all Liverpool fans to put their best positive foot forward, at least in terms of trying to create a positive atmosphere in the stadium, even when you're turning on to see that game. And whatever happens after that, we can debate, discuss, deliberate, but we need to be together. We need to stick together. And this is what it all boils down to. So I think this is it for me. Top 4, top 5 in the Premier League, then the Champions League, and then the FA Cup. Let me know if you agree with me or disagree in the comment section below. But I do believe that we get Champions League next season. So this was pretty much it. I'll see you shortly in the next video. Till then, take care.